race for who will rule Lagos State for the next 4 years will be determined on Saturday, the 18th of March 2023. In recent decades, the contest has always been between candidates of the nation's two biggest parties, APC and PDP. However, the emergence of the Labour Party as a formidable front in this year's election has added a new twist to the contest and perhaps made it more competitive and interesting. Since the advent of democracy in 1999, Lagos State has always been ruled by the perceived progressives, from Alliance for Democracy, AD, to the Action Congress of Nigeria, ACN, to now All Progressives Congress, APC. Now, with the current heat in the Lagos political sphere, with the recent victory of the Labour Party in the last presidential election, with the power of incumbent Governor Sanwoolu, and the influence of Jagaban, the president-elect, can the PDP's governorship candidate, Abdulaziz Adediran, popularly known as Jandor, survive this battle? You are welcome to Political Matters. I am Michael Adekunle. With me in the studio is the head of Media and Communications, Jandor for Governor Campaign Organization, Benga Ogunleye. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate the privilege to be here on set with you.
Wow, good to hear from you. It's a good day in Nigeria's politics, and the political sphere is speaking a lot, And when it comes to Lagos, of course, all eyes on Lagos politics. And when you look at the presidential election that took place in Lagos, that's the last presidential election, the defeat of a Labour Party in the state, it speaks volume. Now, we're not going to that. Jandor, as a person, is a politician, a journalist, an entrepreneur. What can you say about it? Apart from all these portfolios
that you know already.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity, and I must commend your media organization for your consistency over the years.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, the man Jandor is a representation of a revolution in governance, and he is also a representation of the clarion call of Lagosians for a breath of fresh air in governance. Consistently in the last 24 years, we have the same political group metamorphosing from one name to the other, but consistently holding the state or leading the state or ruling the state, whichever case we may allude to. But in 25 years, this is the best we could have. Jandor represents that desire to do something differently to achieve a better result for the people of Lagos State. Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran is a young Nigerian, 45 years of age, who decided to throw his heart into the ring, not minding the personal cost, not minding the time investment, not minding the financial investment, not minding the usual backlashes that comes with politics, local politics, to say, let us do it differently. Let us put an end to the hegemony that have sit and is feeding fat on the resources of Lagosians, and let's have a breath of fresh air. So beyond the usual PDP, APC, Labour Party rivalry and the likes, this is a call for a change, a call for doing things differently, a call for rescue of Lagos, a call for a new lease of life for people, a call for all Lagosians to live without fear or intimidation from any quarter. It is about making the wealth of Lagos work for the people of Lagos. That is what Jandor represents. And that is what this election is all about.
Okay. And that's what it stands for, right?
Exactly.
Now I thought you would have, with all you said, looking at Lagos holistically, it's under the rule of the All Progressives Congress. Taking a look at it from AD, the Alliance for Democracy, to Action Congress of Nigeria, that's ACN, moving down to the All Progressives Congress. Now, I thought you would have collapsed your structure, joined force, to defeat the incumbent governor Sanwoolu and eliminate Tinubu's political dynasty in Lagos?
Well, a lot of people have been saying that, possibly because of the result of the presidential election, looking at the number of votes garnered by the PDP and the Labour Party's presidential candidates. And you know that automatically, if these two results were put together, of course, it is far ahead of that of the APC. And so it is normal for average Lagosians to say, okay, possibly if PDP and Labour Party come together, they will defeat the incumbent. As good as that may be, political parties are not just a social organization that can wake up and say, okay, we are no longer doing this, we want to do that. Especially entrenched political party. Entrenched political party like the People's Democratic Party. You agree with me that People's Democratic Party, not only in Lagos State, in Nigeria, is the leading opposition party. And Jandor's vision for Lagos State is not what he woke up overnight to come into. He has been on this journey for about 8 years, going to 8 years this year, consistently engaging the people, consistently identifying with the people, consistently preaching the message of a breath of fresh air. Now, this we have done consistently for 8 years, and now we are close to the ballot. Of course, the more the merrier. If we can have the Labour Party joining forces with us and other political, and permit me to let you know that there are other political parties that have already joined forces with the PDP. But because of the euphoria, the current euphoria about the Labour Party as regards the result of the presidential election, a whole number of people feels that, oh, let Labour Party join with the PDP and we are going to win. Yes, I can say it will increase our chances of winning. I agree to that. But with or without the Labour Party, we are going to win this election. And you see, it is not just about winning election. It is about the people. It is about people. This is democracy. It is not totalitarian or authoritarian system. It is democracy. It is about the people. What do Lagosians want? What kind of governor do Lagosians want? What exactly are Lagosians expecting from this election? Jandor has identified with Lagosians across different creeds, language, and culture and ethnic consideration, religion consideration. Despite being a Muslim, Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran is very accommodative to Christian. That is why he insisted on picking a Christian deputy governorship candidate, a female deputy governorship candidate, to appeal to all interests and tendencies. And not just a female, but a very active and committed entrepreneur at that. You understand? To reach out to people of different interests. So that every Lagosians can look at the Jandor Funke ticket and see their connect and see how they are connected to it. Jandor has visited wards, 245 wards across Lagos State. We have 245 wards across the 20 local government and the 37 SCDA. There is no other governorship candidate in any of the other political parties that have done that. Going to the ward to meet with people, artisans association, religious bodies, traditional leaders, CDAs, SCDAs, and all those people, meeting people one-on-one in their own locality, identifying with them, speaking the language with them. Because why? He wants to be a governor that knows Lagos like the back of his hand, and to know the need of the people even before getting to government. And you know, it becomes easier. I tell you, there are places in Lagos State that if you see on camera, you doubt that those parts are in Lagos State. We have parts in Lagos State where there is no electricity. We have parts in Lagos State where there is no road, as in no motorable road. We have parts in Lagos State where we have 93 communities in Lagos State where there is no primary health center. We have places in Lagos State here where the pregnant women have to be paddled through canoe to other side where they can have medical attention. Women in the community in good numbers gave birth in the canoe in the process of being transported to where they can attend the maternity health. Here in Lagos State, go to Alimosho local government. go to Ojo local government, go to Badagry local government, go to Ifakoijai local government, go to Ajeromi Ifelodun local government, go to Epe local government, go to Etiosa local government. Recently, one lawyer died 25th December, Bolale Rahim, shot by one police officer. Bolale died because of lack of immediate medical attention. No general hospital within Etiosa. No general hospital. The only space created for a general hospital has been converted to private use. And this incumbent government is aware. Now, this is the situation. This is the challenge. This is what Jandor speaks to. This is what PDP speaks to. And so we are appealing to Lagosians to see it from that prism. Okay. This is about individuals who have identified with Lagos long before now. It's not just the candidate who wants to rise on the wave of result of the presidential election. No, it's not an accidental governorship candidate. Deliberate, intentional, focused on what he intends to do. And he's going right about doing that. Well, of course, we are open. We have bent backward to accommodate others, including Labour Party. I must tell you sincerely, there are members of the Labour Party who are identifying with us now, who are working with us. And you know what you call Labour Party? Permit me to say this. Okay. What you call Labour Party, as regards the result of the presidential election, is not just the Labour Party as a party. I have it on tape. Even yesterday, the presidential candidate of the party on the national TV said that obedience is different from Labour Party. And there are so many people who supported him who are not members of Labour Party. Which means he won based on the vote of the people, based on personality and not political party. So he said it on national TV that those people who voted for him on his personal integrity have the right to vote for any candidate of their choice, not minding the political party. But there have been talks around that Labour Party suddenly relegated PDP, thereby making Jandor insignificant in this year's election. Is it true? Of course it is not. It is still about what this election, what will determine the result of this election. The people. Have you observed that the incumbent governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwoolu, has been going around talking to people, frying corn, doing hairdressing, repairing phone, going to computer village. Things he has never, ever, and he would never, ever have done. Why? Because they have just woken up to realize that people will determine the result of this election. People will determine. And you see, the same people who voted for Mr. Peter Obi, will still vote in this election. But you know what they voted for? They voted for personality. I must tell you, there are people who are traditionally members of the PDP or sympathizers of the PDP over the years, chose to vote for Mr. Obi, Peter Obi, in the last election. Why? Because of their conviction. These same people, of course, are prepared to still vote for personality on their conviction this time around to a candidate they know. A candidate who have been identifying with them for past 7 years. Have you been able to persuade them? Oh, you see, persuasion is not limited to social media presence. Okay. Of course, we know social media is very important because it forms opinion, it sets agenda, and it molds the thinking of the people. So we are on the social media to present our program, to appeal to the people, to increase the mind share that we have. So we continue to do that. But the core is to reach the people as the grassroots. These people we have been talking to, people talk to people and people understand. We are talking to the obedience. We are talking to the big tent that makes the obedient rally that deliver the election and not Labour Party. That deliver the election. We are talking to these people. Not the Labour Party. No. Even some members of the Labour Party have felt sidelined by the current arrangement. And we made them understand, look, what we want is not just an alliance of PDP, APC on paper. What we want is a working together of the real people who voted Obi and the real people who want change in Lagos. And that is the alliance you will really see. You may not see the alliance of an handshake of PDP state chairman and Labour Party chairman on the TV set to say we are not aligned. You may not see that.
Definitely, there is an underground work going
underground work going on presently. The obedient want a change. The obedient want an end to this hegemony of the APC. The NSAS youth wants to pay back and say, look, young person must be at the reign of power. And they are weighing the candidates. They have looked at the Labour Party candidate. They have looked at the PDP candidate. They are really thinking of who is that fellow after March 18 Saturday election who will hit the ground running. Not an accidental governorship candidate. A man who is well prepared.
Gbenga, let me bring your memory back to what happened some years back. Jimmy Agbaje. He has been running this, he has been doing this for a very long time, and this man couldn't succeed. Good. Now, how prepared is Jandor? Now, looking at the failure of Jimmy Agbaje, during Fashola's regime, I think he also contested.
Sure.
Ambody also, he contested and he failed. Don't you think this would repeat itself?
Thank you very much. We are looking at these issues. Let's treat it on their merit.
When you look at him, he's an influential person in Lagos as well.
Sure. Yeah. You see, politics is about numbers, game of numbers. It has to do with people. And before the election, of course, you know the volume of engagement that you have that will determine whether you are winning or not. Over the years, PDP have been making effort to win the governorship election in Lagos State. Oftentimes, you see PDP scoring 30% of the vote, 35% of the vote, consistently over the years. Same thing happens to PDP at the federal level. The opposition have been trying to win the election consistently over the years, but they couldn't. What really delivered the federal election to the APC in 2015 is that there was an implosion in the PDP. PDP itself contested against itself to deliver the election to the APC 2015. Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran Jandor was an APC member. Actually, he worked closely within the corridor of governance in APC for about 8 years. Thank you, Babatunde Raji Fashola. Yeah. So, from within the APC, he started his brainchild project, the movement, the Lagos for Lagos movement. Lagos movement started within APC, and so was populated largely by APC members. So when there was, in the leadership of the party or the hegemony that strangulate the state in the party, the supposedly godfather of the party was no longer comfortable with the existence of a revolutionary movement within the party that he calls his own personal property. Jandor had to leave the APC. So what happened to APC is that a fragment of their machinery for winning election over the years left to join forces with PDP. This we do not have during the time of Mr. Jimmy Agbaje. Of course, Mr. Jimmy Agbaje was a very popular candidate, but APC's votes were intact. ACN votes were intact. No implosion. This time around, I speak to you, over 50,000 people left with Jandor from APC to join PDP, called the Lagos for Lagos movement. That is one. Number two, over 50,000 individuals. Okay. APC can verify. They know that. They know their list. They know their number. Some of them are supervisory councillor in APC government. Some of them are director in one place or the other. They know them. So they are not just paper candidate individuals. They are existing real life individuals.
Not robots.
Not robots. And not just saying. And aside that, there are people within the APC also who are struggling to breathe because the godfather has put a knee on their neck. They are only surviving, barely surviving within the system. They do not have the confidence like Jandor to come up and say, no, we are no longer part of the system. But I'm telling you, on March 18, they will vote for Jandor. They will vote for Jandor. So Jandor is not just about the euphoria. It's about real people who are tired, who are resolved to say there must be a change of government. You see, average Lagosians, the 24 million Lagosians, over 20 million people are ready for a change. No, and this is not political, sincerely, Lagosians want a change. And that is why you see the agitation saying, oh, why can't Labour and PDP come and let us have this change immediately? Of course, we are going to have it, because that Labour, the real obedient, the real the big tent, the real team, the real people that rose across the state of Lagos to say, an end is end, Otoge, are coming together solidly behind Jandor to deliver. So we will not have a repeat of what happened with Mr. Jimmy Agbaje.
Now, why Jandor? Why did PDP move to persuade? I won't call it a persuasion. Why did PDP choose Jandor? Now we have the likes of Ambode that is no more in the All Progressives Congress, and I think during the 2019 election or so, yeah, there was a time. I think it was a rumor or so that PDP were going after Ambode, in order to contest against Governor Babajide Sanwoolu. Now, the likes of Ambode and so many others in Lagos State that are well known and influential, why has PDP not gone for them? Why did they choose Jandor?
Thank you very much. Every politician who appraise the personality or the brand Jandor will get attracted to him because of the ebullience, because of the resilience, because of the political wittiness, because of the energy, because of the strength, because of the horror around the personality. I have been in PDP for quite a while. I have not seen anything like this before. Take one, for instance. Jandor is an individual who has the people, his own people. It's not just about somebody defecting to your party. Imagine somebody defecting from one party to your party and have about 50,000 people in attendance with him. Not like somebody we want to defect to another party, we just go into one room and have an handshake with the party and say we have defected. We received Jandor into PDP at the Tafawa Balewa Square, and you know that has over 55,000 capacity. Even the APC for their presidential campaign, they have to go to Teslim Balogun with about 25,000 capacity. They can't come to TBS because of the size, so that it will show how small the crowd is. Jandor was received into PDP by 5 sitting governors, 4 former governors, the entire National Working Committee of the PDP welcomed an individual with his team to the party. Of course, what do you think they have seen? Long before he defected to the party, the former Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, came to his campaign office to say, please come. The chairman of that communication, Raymond Dokwesi, who was one of the key leaders of the campaign of the presidential candidate, came in person to meet him and said, please come. No, these are veterans in politics and in governance. Why do you think they will come to an individual who have never been a councillor, who have never been a House of Rep or as an assembly person, who have never been in public office as in taking a contesting in any election? Why do you think such juggernaut will come to an individual? It's because what they have seen. And that is what we are saying in the PDP.
Now, look, what they have seen.
Permit me to just say this.
Okay.
Never in the history of Lagos State would you have a governorship candidate campaigning and going to all the wards. So 245 wards in Lagos State. The best people will do is to go around the local government and the SCDA. I was in the train of this campaign council. We were going house to house, door to door, community to community, people to people, talking to people. And the same thing reverberated. People continue to say, it has never happened before. We crossed the water to Riverine area. We went to areas where people never thought exist. And people will say, is this for real? Some of them said they have never seen a councillorship candidate come to them to campaign to them before. Come and see emotion. Come and see the passion. It has never happened before. You see us go to campaign and people brought yam, people brought palm oil, people brought fruit to say, look, this is more than campaign. This is an honor that we have never seen anything like this before.
Of course,
and that is the man, Jandor.
I should expect nothing less than what you're saying because you're a spokesperson.
Not only that, not only that, I'm not an armchair spokesperson. I was on the field. We were in the trenches. We were going there together in the day and in the night. Why they shot at us, why they sent thugs to attack us, why we at the perils of our lives. I experienced it. I saw it. I was part of it. So, and I saw the welcomeness. I saw the love. I saw the reception of the people. I know that Lagosians love Jandor. Lagosians have attached Jandor to the desired change they want. And this will connect and we deliver the March 18 election.
Now let's move down to the to his running mate, Funke Akindele.
All right.
Now, why Funke Akindele? We have so many politicians in Lagos. We have so many politicians in the ruling party that you can persuade to come to the People's Democratic Party to stand as running mates to Jandor. Why Funke Akindele? There are reactions outside. There are talks around that Funke Akindele is not a politician. So why?
Thank you so much. Whenever people ask that question, why Funke Akindele, the first response is, why not Funke Akindele? Why not? Who is Funke Akindele? A Lagosian, an adult, a trained lawyer, an entrepreneur, a citizen who pays all our taxes, who contributes to the economy of Lagos State, an employer of labor with about 100 people in unemployment for about 20 years consistently. This is a Lagosian of a Lagosian, a true Lagosian, a committed individual, somebody who has distinguished herself in her chosen career, not only as an actress, as a film producer. Of course, thank you, this is our industry. For average film that Funke Akindele produces, you see people on set, the crew, the cast, the supporting staff, the people behind the scene, the location people. They look at the volume of people that benefit in each film.
Is that a strategy?
Not well, everything
because of our followers or what?
Not only that, of course, that is one of it. Not only you can't close your eyes to the fact that Funke Akindele is an household name that average Lagosians love.
But is she an influential person that people would like to reckon with when it comes to politics?
Of course, yes.
Especially in Lagos State.
Especially Lagos State. Now, let me give you one of the facts we have. Apart from what you have on the social media, apart from all the stories, we don't discountenance the effect of social media, and that's why we are also there. Also to attend to the needs of the social media. But beyond the social media, we connect to the people. Why we move around the 245 words in Lagos State? Any word we get to. Why Jandor talks to the community leaders, religious leaders, artisans, the people living with disabilities, non-indigenous, non-Yoruba speaking people. Funke Akindele will go to the market, all the market in each of the world, connecting with the market women, connecting with his traders, connecting with people within that corridor. The reception is heartwarming. It's something else. Across all the market in Lagos, despite all the grip of the APC through the Yaloja platform, Babaloja platform, people broke out through these limitations and welcome Funke Akindele across the market. You know now how we got to know that this is a threat to the ruling party. The moment we visit the market, the next day they close the market. When we want to get to another market, they get prepared and bring talks to stop her from entering into the market. You don't stop people who are not threats to you. People don't throw stone at a tree that is not. You understand? You may think it does not have an effect. But for the fellow who knows that this is pulling out their traditional supporter, you see, Lagosians are suffering. That is the simple truth. People are suffering. There is absence of government in almost every corner, except where you have development centralized. When you get to a part of Ikeja and you go to the highland, then you can think you have seen Lagos. Lagos is like 3 different states pulled into one. Go to VI, go to Parkview, you may think you have seen a good Lagos. Now go to Okokomaiko, go to Alaba-Arago, you have seen another Lagos. Now go to Shibiri Ekupa, go to Epe, go to the corner of Etiosa, you see another Lagos. It breaks your heart. It will break your heart to feel like, and these are the same set of people in a state that generate billions as IGR, got federal government allocation, have receipts, got other source of income coming in every month. And yet the life of people are like this.
It seems you are so optimistic of winning this election. But I just want to ask you this question. Have you been able to talk to Gbadebo to collapse the structure for Jandor? Because I'm just after your progress, because for some times now, for many years now, you've been struggling to take over the mantle of leadership in Lagos State, but it seems very, very impossible.
I must appreciate you, like every other Lagosians, that a lot of people have shown concern. I say, look, why can't Gbadebo just support Jandor and let us win Lagos for once? I appreciate it, and of course, I'm also saying that the more the merrier. If you have more people joining us, it brightens the chances of winning. But that does not stop us from winning. That's why we should know. I hope you also can trace the history of how my brother Gbadebo came to the scene. He has been a member of the PDP. He was rightly in the PDP. He was one of the people who aspired to be the deputy governorship candidate to Jandor when Jandor won the ticket. He actually contested the governorship ticket with Jandor. He was one of the 6 people who contested with Jandor. But after the primary election, that there is need to pick a deputy governor, don't forget that the #1 vision of Jandor is that Lagos must have a truly independent governor. A governor who can sit and take critical decisions in the interest of Lagosians without asking for a second level of approval, without going to an authorized individual to get permission. Look, in fairness and sincerely, I must tell you, all the successive governors after Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu are good people in their own right. Babatunde Raji Fashola, Akinwumi Ambode, and the current man, Mr. Sanwoolu. As individuals, they are not bad. But you see, they have limitations. No matter their good intention, there are a lot of things they desire to do that they were unable to do because of this individual who must dictate to them. At a point in time, Babatunde Raji Fashola had to slug it out in 2011. We are all witness to what happened in 2019. Ambode almost slung it out. That shows you the hegemony, the grip on it. So the problem is actually godfatherism. The problem of Lagos is godfatherism. And that was what moved Jandor and the 50,000 people, the Lagos for Lagos people from APC to PDP. Now coming to PDP, where we know PDP is the only truly democratic party. You can join the party today and rise to wherever you want to. As long as you meet the people and the people likes you and support you. No Baba Sokwe. But on getting to PDP after winning the primary ticket, there was a Baba Sokwe in PDP also who insisted that Gbadebo should be the deputy governorship candidate to Jandor. Insisted that must be done. You have seen it on national TV. I'm not saying, what I'm saying, talking about is not a privileged information. It is what the individual himself, the elder statesman, with due respect to him, has come to national TV to say that he told Jandor to pick Gbadebo, and Gbadebo's father is his personal friend. They were classmates or colleagues or what have you, and he has promised Gbadebo's father that he will emerge as the deputy governorship candidate to Jandor. So it is not about the desire of the people. It's not about the accommodation of interest and all tendencies within the party. And you know PDP have a volume of its own where they have interest, they have leaders. But the Chief Olabode was not the only leader in the party. You understand? So it becomes difficult when you know there's insistence on having your way against the interests of thousands of other party members. And that was the genesis of Jandor going ahead to say, okay, we are going to bring a neutral candidate. We are going to bring a candidate that will add huge value to the ticket. We are going to bring a candidate who will show that we embrace gender equality. We are going to bring a candidate who is not a core politician, who is going to bring in volume of votes from the non-political angle. Whether you like it or not, there are 1 or 2 people in Lagos State who will vote for PDP just because of Funke Akindele, who have never voted before, who are not politicians, who have no other interest, just because of their love and conviction for Funke Akindele. Okay, and that will add value.
Yeah, one of the challenges Lagosians have been faced with on daily basis is the issue of thuggery. and Agberos, in Lagos State here. Now, I've listened to some of your campaigns, some of your advertisements and all that on radio, TV. I've watched it on TV, and I realized that you've been, pointing at this Agbero of a thing. Now, how do you think you can curb that? And don't you think this could stop you from winning this election? Because talking to Agbero, condemning it, condemning Togri in Lagos State is like talking against MC Oluomo.
Thank you very much. And that is why Lagosians must be very deliberate, intentional as regards this governorship election.
Don't forget what happened at the presidential election, where MC Oluomo was telling Igbos to go back to their homes. That's the polling unit. It was supervising. Belongs to the Yorubas or something.
Yes, we are aware of all this, and it breaks one's heart to see the extent to which the ruling party can attempt to stay clutch to power when they see that they are already in an abyss of public opprobrium. The people are not in love with APC. Average Lagosians against them, and so they want to force themselves on the people, which will not work. Jandor has said it over that look, he's going to hit the ground running, and he's going to be against the system of Agbero. As we speak in Lagos today, there are facts, put the figures together, that averagely over 10 billion naira is being generated by this Agbero on Lagos Road every month. That puts it to over 120 billion every year. Some states do not even have this. Some states do not have it. And this is the volume of money you have within the Agbero. So it shows how formidable they are. But that notwithstanding, it's about the people. We are not just going to play to gallery to win election. It's about playing to gallery. Jandor will have remained in APC, begging and massaging the ego of the Godfather. Maybe one day they will remember him. If it's about playing to gallery, this is about coming out on the side of the people. Permit me to say this. It's like the example of Moses, looking at the house of Pharaoh and the opportunity there, and said, I will choose to rather identify with God's people who are slaves. It wasn't rosy, but at the end of the day, it paid off. People were delivered. People were set free from captivity. This is the game we are talking about. Yes, the Agbero were like the Philistines, they were like the Egyptians. And we want to tell Lagosians, these Agberos, the Egyptians you see today, you will see them no more. Your home part is only to vote for Jandor. He has said it over. Look, the days of MC Oluomo in Lagos is numbered. Don't forget forget about the presidential election result or whatever has happened there. At the due time, the necessary thing will be done.
How secure are the electorates that will be going out that day?
Yes, we are saying that, look, conventional security will be deployed. Unconventional security will be deployed. You see, the people are also a team of army. Apart from the police, apart from the military men and other paramilitary that will be on ground, there are other unconventional security that will be provided. You can read my lips. I can say this to you that the people will defend their votes. People will stand to defend their votes. Oftentimes you see that these thugs, political thugs, are cowards. They will only come in their number, throw this, do that, make noise. It's because they do not see resistance. Watch the videos, watch the clips. The one they did at Alida Street in Okota, the one they did at Festac in Ajeromi, in Amuwodofin, the one they did at Satellite, and the one that did the Solo local government, the one that did at Ajeromi Velodun area. Look, even on that election, there was one Mrs. Efidi Jennifer who wants to vote, and they hit a bottle, broke a bottle on her face. She was bleeding all through. She had to be stitched 3-4 times. Jandor visited. Yeah. That's why we found that the woman was an obedient. She voted Labour Party. But it is not about sentiment. It is about Lagosians. Look, and Lagosians must also get this. Whether you like it or yes, it's not about no man's land, Lagos is no man's land or not. No, those are not the issue. The issue is that who are these non-Yoruba speaking people? What value are they bringing to Lagos? My brother, go to Computer Village, go to Alaba Market, go to Aspanda, Go to Ladipo market. Go to Balogun market. Look at the volume of impact these people made to the economy of Lagos. People come from across Nigeria to transact business. Look at the taxes, the levies that government made from this. Look at the job creation. Look at the opportunity. How will you continue to treat such people with ignominy? How will you continue to teach those people as if as if they are contributing nothing to the development of the state?
All right, Bigger, before we go, I would want you to quickly say something to the electorate that will be going out on Saturday, the 18th of March, to exercise their franchise.
Yes, I will say to the Lagosians, you have done so well. You have spoken very loudly at the presidential election by voting your conscience, by voting the candidate of your choice. Yes, there were some security issues, there were some skirmishes, technological glitch, as INEC called it. But this time around, I want you to remain resolute. We are few days from victory. We are few days from freedom. That Godfather will fall. That hegemony will end. The only way to end it is our coming together. Please come out on March 18, the next Saturday, and vote Jandor. I do not need to say much about him. You know him. He identified with you, and he will hit the ground running. He's not an accidental governorship candidate. 7 years practicing, and he will deliver Lagos State. It will make Lagos State wealthy, truly, and not just the word you read on the pages of newspaper.
All right.
We are in this together.
All right. Thank you so much, Benga. I really appreciate you for coming.
I appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we do hope you come again to the studio for more discussions.
Of course. And of course, by the next time, maybe after the election, when we come, it now begins to roll out the program of the government.
By God's grace.
Amen.
All right, thank you so much. And on this note, we say goodbye to you on today's edition of Political Matters. Join us next time on the same platform. Michael Adekunle remains my name. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And on your screen, you can see the social media handles. Goodbye for now.